Hey guys, I want to let you know that our medical gear is back in stock. You can find it at tacticalrifleman.com. We've got Cat 7 tourniquets. You know you need to have one of them, but we also got our TR EDC med kits. These are vacuum sealed, packed by North American Rescue. They have got their 4-inch mini responder dressing, a 2-pack of hyphen vented chest seals, roll of 100 inches of 100-mile-an-hour tape, duct tape for sealing those wounds and stuff, set of large gloves, and then if you get the basic kit, it's got a roll of compressed gauze, literally a whole roll of gauze for packing wounds in that little pack right there, vacuum sealed. If you go with the advanced kit, it is filled with quick clot gauze. Same thing, it's gauze, it's just impregnated with the quick clot agent. Again, good stuff, vacuum sealed, approved by TSA to carry on planes, going to schools, kids' book bags, whatever. You can check them out at tacticalrifleman.com. Go to our store there. Hey guys, I want to let you know that our medical gear is back in stock. You can find it at tacticalrifleman.com. We've got Cat 7 tourniquets. You know you need to have one of them, but we also got our TR EDC med kits. These are vacuum sealed, packed by North American Rescue. They have got their 4-inch mini responder dressing, a 2-pack of hyphen vented chest seals, roll of 100 inches of 100-mile-an-hour tape, duct tape for sealing those wounds and stuff, set of large gloves, and then if you get the basic kit, it's got a roll of compressed gauze, literally a whole roll of gauze for packing wounds in that little pack right there, vacuum sealed. If you go with the advanced kit, it is filled with quick clot gauze. Same thing, it's gauze, it's just impregnated with the quick clot agent. Again, good stuff, vacuum sealed, approved by TSA to carry on planes, going to schools, kids' book bags, whatever. You can check them out at tacticalrifleman.com. Go to our store there. Hey guys, I want to let you know that our medical gear is back in stock. You can find it at tacticalrifleman.com. We've got Cat 7 tourniquets. You know you need to have one of them, but we also got our TR EDC med kits. These are vacuum sealed, packed by North American Rescue. They have got their 4-inch mini responder dressing, a 2-pack of hyphen vented chest seals, roll of 100 inches of 100-mile-an-hour tape, duct tape for sealing those wounds and stuff, set of large gloves, and then if you get the basic kit, it's got a roll of compressed gauze, literally a whole roll of gauze for packing wounds in that little pack right there, vacuum sealed. If you go with the advanced kit, it is filled with quick clot gauze. Same thing, it's gauze, it's just impregnated with the quick clot agent. Again, good stuff, vacuum sealed, approved by TSA to carry on planes, going to schools, kids' book bags, whatever. You can check them out at tacticalrifleman.com. Go to our store there. Hey guys, I want to let you know that our medical gear is back in stock. You can find it at tacticalrifleman.com. We've got cat servant tourniquets. You know you need to have one of them, but we also got our TR EDC med kits. These are vacuum sealed, packed by North American Rescue. They have got their 4-inch mini responder dressing, a 2-pack of hyphen vented chest seals, roll of 100 inches of 100-mile-an-hour tape, duct tape for sealing those wounds and stuff, set of large gloves, and then if you get the basic kit, it's got a roll of compressed gauze, literally a whole roll of gauze for packing wounds in that little pack right there, vacuum sealed. If you go with the advanced kit, it is filled with quick clot gauze. Same thing, it's gauze, it's just impregnated with the quick clot agent. Again, good stuff, vacuum sealed, approved by TSA to carry on planes, going to schools, kids' book bags, whatever. You can check them out at tacticalrifleman.com. Go to our store there. Hey guys, I want to let you know that our medical gear is back in stock. You can find it at tacticalrifleman.com. We've got cat servant tourniquets. You know you need to have one of them, but we also got our TR EDC med kits. These are vacuum sealed, packed by North American Rescue. They have got their 4-inch mini responder dressing, a 2-pack of hyphen vented chest seals, roll of 100 inches of 100-mile-an-hour tape, duct tape for sealing those wounds and stuff, set of large gloves, and then if you get the basic kit, it's got a roll of compressed gauze, literally a whole roll of gauze for packing wounds in that little pack right there, vacuum sealed. If you go with the advanced kit, it is filled with quick clot gauze. Same thing, it's gauze, it's just impregnated with the quick clot agent. Again, good stuff, vacuum sealed, approved by TSA to carry on planes, going to schools, kids' book bags, whatever. You can check them out at tacticalrifleman.com. Go to our store there. Hey guys, I want to let you know that our medical gear is back in stock. You can find it at tacticalrifleman.com. We've got cat servant tourniquets. You know you need to have one of them, but we also got our TR EDC med kits. These are vacuum sealed, packed by North American Rescue. They have got their 4-inch mini responder dressing, a 2-pack of hyphen vented chest seals, roll of 100 inches of 100-mile-an-hour tape, duct tape for sealing those wounds and stuff, set of large gloves, and then if you get the basic kit, it's got a roll of compressed gauze, literally a whole roll of gauze for packing wounds in that little pack right there, vacuum sealed. If you go with the advanced kit, it is filled with quick clot gauze. Same thing, it's gauze, it's just impregnated with the quick clot agent. Again, good stuff, vacuum sealed, approved by TSA to carry on planes, going to schools, kids' book bags, whatever. You can check them out at tacticalrifleman.com. Go to our store there. Hey guys, I want to let you know that our medical gear is back in stock. You can find it at tacticalrifleman.com. We've got Cat 7 tourniquets. You know you need to have one of them, but we also got our TR EDC med kits. These are vacuum sealed, packed by North American Rescue. They have got their 4-inch mini responder dressing, a 2-pack of hyphen vented chest seals, roll of 100 inches of 100-mile-an-hour tape, duct tape for sealing those wounds and stuff, set of large gloves, and then if you get the basic kit, it's got a roll of compressed gauze, literally a whole roll of gauze for packing wounds in that little pack right there, vacuum sealed. If you go with the advanced kit, it is filled with quick clot gauze. Same thing, it's gauze, it's just impregnated with the quick clot agent. Again, good stuff, vacuum sealed, approved by TSA to carry on planes, going to schools, kids' book bags, whatever. You can check them out at tacticalrifleman.com. Go to our store there. Hey guys, I want to let you know that our medical gear is back in stock. You can find it at tacticalrifleman.com. We've got Cat 7 tourniquets. You know you need to have one of them, but we also got our TR EDC med kits. These are vacuum sealed, packed by North American Rescue. They have got their 4-inch mini responder.
Incoming right there.
Hey guys, how y'all doing? Welcome back to our Tactical Tuesday live stream. I know it's been a while since we have done one here with you guys. So anyways, I want to welcome all of you guys back. You guys know how live streams work. It's an opportunity for me to interact with you guys, talk about what we've got going on with us, but also for you guys to ask questions, you know, what's going on with your life. Easy to do. You got a question, you can click that super chat button right down there, and if you pay $2, it stays on the screen for a while, lights up at the top of the comment section. If you pay $5, it stays longer than the $2. If you pay $10, it stays a little longer. I had a buddy, James Swain, he would put up questions for $200, and or sometimes it was just words of encouragement, and it would stay on for like the whole live stream. So anyways, you can do that. Truth be told, you don't have to. If you've got a legitimate question, put it in the chat room, and one of my moderators, either JT or Donut, they will scoop it up and they will send it to my phone. Preferred technique, though, is super chat. Super chat. All right, so I've got myself a full cup of coffee, 8 shots of espresso, a little bit of frothed Italian sweet cream. Try not to slurp it, guys. It's a little hot, but that's some good coffee right there, without a doubt, without a doubt. So anyways, it's great to be here with you guys. You notice I took all the guns down off the walls. We've been doing our live streams on X. X is just hard to use, guys. It really is. So I'm hoping coming back to YouTube, we can try to do this without them shitting in my mouth too much. We shall see. We'll see how it goes. Anyways, good stuff indeed. So trying to catch up with you guys. We just wrapped up filming the next season of Trigger Time TV. You can, if you guys could subscribe to Pursuit channel, if you go to Roku channels or DirecTV, everything else, Pursuit channel is one of those outdoor channels. It does have a subscription. You've got to pay, I want to say it's like $5 a month, something like that. Or you could go to pursuitup.com or the Pursuit Up channel on Roku, and that is free. Trigger Time TV, I think the next episode comes out at like 1 o'clock in the morning or something. It's not something that you can go back and pull up. So if you've got a DVR, set it to record and you can watch Trigger Time TV. I don't have the subscription, so I don't get to watch my own TV show. But that's okay. That's okay. I want you guys to watch it. Man, that is some good coffee right there. So anyways, be sure to check that out. I got a couple other things I want to go over you guys. I got a bunch of classes coming up. No classes in the month of July. July is for celebrating the birth of our great nation. July is also for filming a bunch of videos. I've got a bunch more videos to film. This Friday's video, I'm doing one about Rare Breed Triggers, the company. You guys like your FRTs, right? It basically gives you full auto without it actually being a full auto. Everybody likes having them, but the only reason why you have them is because Rare Breed fought the good fight in court. They got screwed hard. They really did. But now everybody gets to have FRT. It's kind of cool. I got a bunch of other videos that we're messing with, and I don't want to spoil it for you, so I'm going to hold off on them. Now, beginning of August, though, 1 and 2 August at the Louisville Armory. All right, because it's too hot to be outside, beginning of August. So, home defense pistol. It is at the Louisville Armory air-conditioned classroom, air-conditioned range. And this is the perfect class for you guys to bring your wife to, right? Because you guys show up to classes and you're wanting to do pew-pew and all this other stuff. And I ask you guys, well, how many guns you own? And most of you guys say, I own 5 guns, I own 20 guns, I own 50 guns. Oh, okay, how many did you bring with you? Well, I brought 2. Where are all the rest of my guns? Well, they're at home. Well, if something was to happen at home while you're gone, who's going to protect your family? Well, the reality is, it's $5 right there. Thanks, Jesse, I appreciate it. Your wife needs to be able to protect your family at home, but so do you while you're at home. So if you get bump in the night, the dog's barking, home alarm going off, whatever, you hear glass breaking, all right, it might, if I hear dog barking, it might just be a deer in the backyard, right? But it might not be. So anyways, you're going to get up, you're going to grab that pistol out of the nightstand. Now, granted, it might be a shotgun, it might be a rifle, whatever, but chances are it'll be a pistol out of the nightstand because it's a definite maybe. Nick said, turn down my mic just a little bit. All right. Anyways, why don't we train that way? Because you guys come to the range and you're really good at your draw. Well, the reality is you're not going to be standing there like Wyatt Earp at the end of the hallway. You're just not going to do that. The reality is you're not going to do it. You're going to already have pushed the wife and kids behind you in the master bedroom. You're going to be looking down the long hallway. You're going to have that pistol back, and you're going to be yelling, hey, you know, I already called the cops. Cops are on the way. I've got a gun. Don't come down the hallway. Take the TV and go. But what about if they actually decide to come down the hallway? So we a 2-day class, 1 and 2 August, and we talk about castle doctrine and shoot, no shoot scenarios. And there's a lot of shooting from right here, position 3. All right. I see I got Direwood commenting about FRGs already. That's fine. We can argue in the chat room, buddy. All right. Anyways, it's a great course, and I've had a lot of guys say, well, I want to bring my wife to a class, Carl, but she doesn't feel confident to stand out there with a bunch of other guys that have already taken other classes. Well, number one, you only get better by taking the classes, but 2, this is the perfect class for you to bring her to because there's no drawing. There's a matter of fact, I want to say, 50%, 50 to 60% of the class signed up. Right now, 50%. I'm trying to remember who signed up. 50% of the class right now signed up as female. All right. I've got wives, I got moms, I've got girlfriends, I got a widow coming. But anyways, it's a great class for you to bring your spouse to. Matter of fact, the last two guys that brought their wives, one brought his fiance. By the end of the class, the women were out shooting the husbands. And so anyways, if they're not comfortable, tell them that me and Emery will make them comfortable. It's a great, great class. We're going to have Kyle Beeler there to help us out on Sunday. Again, it's at the Louisville Armory. It's 2-day class, all indoors. We do night shooting, so make sure you bring that handheld flashlight, whether it's handheld or pistol mounted. I personally prefer weapon mounted lights, but I understand some people don't agree with that. Okay, fine. We'll have that discussion among other things. And I guarantee you by the end of the class, you're going to be wanting a weapon mounted light. That's just the truth, guys. All right. So anyways, 1 and 2 August at the Louisville Armory. No big deal. My wife's coming up for the class. She's going to be visiting with my wife there, with my daughter. Let's see what else I got. Got a couple questions coming from you guys. I need to buy some tourniquets. I keep forgetting every time we're on the phone. All right, guys, you just saw before the live stream started that we do sell the Tactical Rifleman EDC med kits. But we also sell Cat 7 tourniquets. Both of them are made, packaged by North American Rescue, and I order them in bulk from them. They actually make my med kits for me. There ain't no Chinesium in any of this stuff. This is all nothing counterfeit. But if you go to tacticalrifleman.com, you can order tourniquets from there, or if you guys see me in person at a class or something like that, like JT's going to see me here in a bit. You can pick up tourniquets there that way also. Mike B and C, what is your pocket carry these days? You brandished a Spyderco a couple years ago. I brandished the exact same Spyderco I have right now. It has what's called the Emerson Wave hook on the end of it. I do not believe in a serrated blade. This knife gets sharpened every Monday, so you can shave the hair off of your hand, back of your arm. And then I also carry, this is a Leatherman Free P4. I have an ARC, which is like the latest hotness from Leatherman. I actually prefer the P4, and this one didn't get a lot of love, a lot of airplay, because it was new. But this Leatherman works with magnets, and it was actually designed to be used one-handed. And so it comes with a belt. It comes with a case if you want a case, but you don't need a case on this thing. It's still got a saw, still got a serrated blade, and a normal blade, which is sitting right where you would have it to open with one hand. And it also has a really good pair of spring-loaded scissors. You'd be surprised, but these are the things that I use the most. Now, it's also got a flathead screwdriver, a Phillips screwdriver that's got a bottle opener on it. Okay, no big deal, but you'd be surprised how much you use it. And then the big flathead, can you guys see that little sharpened edge right there? That thing is basically a little box cutter knife. So it works good as a flathead for turning windage and elevation knobs on most optics. That's the correct size for that. But I use it for just about everything. Go to the other end, and it's got a real can opener. It's got that jeweler's jeweler's Phillips screwdriver. That's also so sharp, it can be used as an awl. You see the little hole there for sewing sails. You take the guts, the thread out of 550 cord, and you can use it for sewing things. Then it's got a medium-sized screwdriver that's got a ruler marked on it. And then the last blade is hardened, and it has a 3-sided file on it. So, and all the blades are locking. Literally all the blades are locking. That's my 2 EDC knives. I carry a Glock 19 with an optic on and a light on it. All my pistols have lights on. All my guns have lights on, most of them. When I'm not carrying a pistol, that's when you'll find my my G43X on me, which also has an enclosed optic and a pistol on it. Try not to pull pistols out, guys. But yeah, it's a 43X magazine. All right, YouTube doesn't want me touching guns in the middle of a live stream. Try not to slurp my coffee, guys. I'm trying to do my best. Jesse, again, hi Carl, here's $5. Thanks. What he did, guys, was he wanted to catch my attention, so he clicked the super chat button. That's awesome. I made $5. You guys remember back in the day, we'd height of COVID, man, we'd have like 600-700 people in the 600-700 people in the chat room. We had great live streams, and our other moderator sitting here, Chad Holsizer, there were nights he'd be making almost $1,000 in super chat money a night. I gave all the super chat money to Chad. We had sponsors for the live streams back then. But, you know, we have completely pissed off YouTube. Maybe we'll build it back up again. Maybe we will. But we got to start. This is my first one here. All right. Got another question. Got plenty of questions coming in. This one is from Tracker. Carl, can you discuss team comm systems and usage during operations like close quarters battle? All right. Your leaders, that would be your cell leader, not necessarily your cell leaders, but your ground force sergeant major, that would be Byron Russell, and your ground force commander, they would be running dual comms. All right, so you'd see them, they'd have their headset with 2 cables coming out of it. They'd have 2 radios. One would be on command net, and the other one would be on the assault net. All the assaulters have radios. They all run radios. Now, everybody on the assault runs radios. Now, you have the snipers that are in Overwatch. They are also on the assault primary, all right, primary net. You have mobility that has their own network for outside. And then you have a separate channel for your quick reaction force, for your fires net, which fires normally also includes any close air support that you have. So if you have, let's say, a pair of Apache gunships, we'll take like that 2007, and that was 2006 in Iraq when we rolled into Sadr City. We had a pair of, we wanted a Spectre gunship, but we went in at 6 p.m. The sun was still up, no Spectre gunship. So we had a pair of Apaches and we had a pair of F-16s. They would all be on that same fires, what we call the fires net. Nobody monitors it except for the JTAC, the Air Force guy that follows the ground force commander around like a lost puppy. His job is to talk to battle space owners and any other assets that are there. Now, remember, each cell, Alpha Cell, Bang and Bravo, Charlie Cell, Delta Cell, they're all on the same frequency. And what that does is when they do the assault countdown, when there's something that pertains to everybody, you can get the word out very, very quickly. But at the same time, if everybody starts chatting, wow, man, that was really cool. Hey, man, this is awesome. Hey, bring your camera over here so I can take a picture. You understand, you start clogging up the net. So what you find is guys will go the whole op without ever keying their radio. When you get sector secure, if you're split up, all right, 2 cells come into a room, there's 2 doors. Most of Bang and Bravo goes to the door on the left, but one guy from Bravo squeezes the number one man by the other door, and he goes with a guy from Alpha Cell into the other room, let's say. You continue free flow, close quarters battle. And once you get the sector secure, everybody needs to get up on men and equipment. Bang and Bravo, he's only got 3 guys, and he's got 2 guys from Alpha. So he's going to, he knows who he's missing. He's going to be like, Bravo 3, this is Bravo 1, status over. This is Bravo 3, I am East Side Building 2 heading your way, blah, blah, blah. And you'll reconsolidate, get everybody back where they belong. But by us trying to keep the nets as empty as possible, especially when you're hitting multiple buildings at the same time, where it really comes in handy, if you've got too many people talking, they're stepping all over each other. People often in undisciplined units will just be talking, leaders will be talking for the point of talking. Make sure you guys clear those sectors. Yeah, they know that already. You don't have to tell them. They're gonna clear those sectors. All elements, this is lead. Call in when you reach sector secure. Well, yeah, but they're not at sector secure yet. Get off the net. And what it does, by keeping the radio empty, anybody that's trying to do directional finding can't ping you. But also, if all of a sudden a team gets in trouble somewhere, they can say, all elements, this is Delta 4, request support, East Side, Building 3. And right, if you guys seen pictures of my kit, you'll see there's a little white ball floating right here. I could be laying on my back and look at that ball, and it is a little fisherman compass. No matter what direction I'm facing, it's a liquid-filled ball. So if I'm laying on my back and I'm calling for support, I know I'm right next to Building 4. I look down at my compass, that's the east side of Building 4. I can, hey, this is SO3, request support East Side Building 4. And then people don't even have to tell me they're coming, they're just going to come. And but before they come popping out, SO3, this is Bravo Cell, I'm coming up around, clockwise around East Side Building 4. Roger that. Okay. You see what I'm getting at? Keep comms to a minimum. The reason why the commanders the leaders will run 2 radios is they have to have one on the assault primary, so they know what's going on immediately. They don't have to wait for RTO, a radio telephone operator. I remember World War II, you knew who the colonel was, because the colonel would be the guy with 3 guys with radios walking behind him. Now everybody carries their own radios. All right, the JTAC still carries the big SATCOM. Well, he has that commander, ground force commander, he has one radio on assault primary. So he knows instantaneously if there's a problem. His other radio usually stays on command. And command, that's his personal frequency, but unfortunately, it's also the one that goes back to, thank you, David. It's also the one that goes back to his commander that's watching Kill TV. When I say Kill TV, in all the command centers, we call it a JOC, Joint Operations Command Center. In the JOC, you've got all these big flat screen TVs, and sometimes they'll have satellite imagery and everything, but if you've got at least one Predator drone overhead, and you usually do, that Predator drone feed is live. Well, your commander's watching it, but so can anybody else that has access to that. So there's lots of people out there with TS clearances, including the generals up in Balad and the generals in Tampa, Florida. And we were actually out one night, we were moving, and we hadn't even gotten to the target yet. I had parachuted my sniper team in, and we had to move, I want to say it was like 5-6 miles across the African desert. And got big, huge mountain rucksacks. That rucksack spun me like a top while I was falling the whole way. The whole way, I got my hand like this and my other arm out, and I'm trying to look at my altimeter, and I'm just trying to just not die, and I finally landed okay. So as we start moving, and we stop to check, hey, we're going to do a map check. All right, everybody brings it in. All right, I got a 4-man team. Bring it in, rucksacks will spread out, and everybody basically sits on their butt with their rucksack, and you all face out. And we're sitting there. I pull a map case out from inside my shirt, got my nods up, look around, there's nothing going on, we're waiting. It's a map check. Guys, I knew where I needed to go. You could see the little plateau on the horizon. There's enough starlight out that we're wore out. I mean, these are, we're carrying 17 quarts of water because it's Africa. And then SATCOM radios and batteries and SATCOM antennas and spotting scopes and toughbook computers and sniper rifles and everything else. There's a lot of gear that you have to carry, and 17 quarts of water. Water's heavy, guys. Anyways, we're sitting there, and I get a call over the radio because we had a Predator drone that was watching the target, but they figured we'd already be there, so the general up at Starfleet Command sent the Predator to check on us, and they watched us land safely. They watched us stash the parachutes, and then they'd go watch the target. They'd come back and watch us, we're moving. They check on the other team, they're moving. They go back, watch the target. Well, we're sitting there, and we're probably sitting there maybe 10 minutes, and we're getting ready to get up. And I get a call on the SATCOM radio, the commander wants to know why you stopped. Why are you stopped? And this is my commo guy. He's like, hey, what do you want me to tell him? We're doing a map check, right? I'm like, well, one, tell him to suck a dick. I'm sweating my ass off here. I'm dying. We're getting ready to get up. And so we started like sending, we just started going back and forth. We were laughing about it because we're like, well, tell them we're playing cards. No, tell them we're playing strip poker. No, tell them we're playing Go Fish. And so anyways, we start, and we never actually sent an answer up. He did tell them that we were stopped and doing a map check. I bet we sat there 10 more minutes just arguing about what we were going to tell them. And but yeah, we had a general with all of their staff standing there. Now there's a room of 40 people. Now these are all fobbits that run computers, and the general's like standing there. Why are those men just sitting there? What's wrong? Is he's seriously concerned. Do we have a casualty? Did a guy twist the ankle? Something like that. But there's nobody in the entire room that could give them the answer. They're carrying 100 pounds of gear. They're probably taking a water break, drinking water, drinking Gatorade, doing a map check. So anyways, that's real life. So anyways, Hire a lot of times will call over the radio and ask the ground force commander, that captain there on the ground, or that major, whatever it may be, hey, what are y'all doing? And most of the time they'll just key it, we're still doing actions on the objective, I'll get back to you. That's not what a general wants to hear. Commander wants to know, wants a SITREP, a situational report. He wants a update on actions on the objective. Still doing actions on the objective. But because you understand, once it starts, it's free flow CQB, but the people outside, a million miles away, watching it on Kill TV, they watch the helicopters land, they watch you all sneak up, they watch the charges on the door, they watch it, but once the charges blow, because they're watching all this, and door chargers look great on thermal, and then all the guys go in, and then it gets quiet. And you might see guys squirting, jumping off the roof or whatever, and you might see the snipers go up on the roof. And once you get sector secure, whatever it is, you'll see guys go up and clear the roof. But for the most part, there's nothing for them to watch. And if it's a big building, everybody's like, so what are they doing? There needs to be somebody there telling them, hey, dumbass, don't bug them. They're doing actions on the objective right now. But it seems like there's always some schmuck that wants to call and say, the general wants a sit rep. Well, tell the general we're a little busy right now. Over. Yeah, that's a surefire way to make sure your next position is not as a company commander, more likely a S1 or S2 somewhere. Okay. Guys, I got a phone call here from Byron Russell. Byron Russell. Dude, what are you doing, buddy?
Sitting here waiting for a storm to hit us.
Nice. I think I've got the same storm coming in. I really do. Does it look like you're going to get hit? Guys, he's talking about we've got this big thunderstorm coming through. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. All right, Byron, I've got you on. I got you so these guys can hear. You guys, I've been talking about comms on target with the Ground Force Sergeant Major and the Ground Force Commander. Byron was always one of those guys with 2 radios, so he would have to control the masses. I never ran 2 radios because I was always a schmuck, but Byron was always one of the guys in charge. Byron, no joke, besides being the founder of Black Armor Guns, me and Byron basically started off the global war on terror together. And where he went down the assaulter road, I went down the sniper road, and our careers mirrored very, very well. I got to do a lot of really fun ops with Byron. So how you doing, buddy?
Good. Well, just listening to your commo part there, the whole dual comms would drive me batty.
Oh, I bet, dude. I bet.
And for some reason, prior to leaving, I always dumped to Phil, and Pete Chen had to come in and work on my radios for me while they're still on my belt.
They're still on your belt, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm still trying to do other things, and he's like, hold still, Byron, just give me a second. I was like,
when he says dumps of Phil, that means it dumped the crypto, the electronic crypto. So whenever you key it, you could just say whatever you wanted because it was all encrypted. Well, Pete Chen was a lot of times our B team commo guy that would go on target, and he would on the fly in the middle of an op be trying to put crypto back into Byron's radios. That's funny. Funny
that
stuff.
And if you ever recall riding, well, you were always up as a mini gunner, but riding as the in the seat in the Humvees.
Yeah.
The same combos coming over those radios also in the cab, and there's a slight delay in there, and it was always messing with my
for sure.
equilibrium up there. So it was a pain in the butt.
Yeah, on that, he's talking about the delay on the radios, guys. A lot of you didn't catch it when you watched the movie Black Hawk Down, but the next time you watch that movie, you'll see that the convoy trying to get to the down crash site keeps getting rerouted because of roadblocks of burning tires. Well, they had a helicopter up above with the ground force commanders actually in a helicopter. He's trying to tell them where to turn down these alleys, and it came out in the after action review that there was a delay on his radio in the helicopter getting to them in the vehicles. And the delay was so long, they were missing their roads, and he was getting pissed off at them. They're getting pissed off at him, and nobody realized how bad. Something as simple as a delay on radios transmitting like that, guys. It's little things like that that really do make a difference, really do. So how you been doing, buddy?
Good, good. So I was talking to Chris earlier today in the shop and thought I'd throw something by you to see what you think. Starting in 1st of August until 4 July of next year, 4th of July, go away, son.
Okay.
And I was thinking about everyone who takes one of your classes. For every class they take, they get a ticket.
Okay.
And on 4 July, we draw a name out to see who would get a $1,000 gift certificate towards one of my guns.
Awesome. No, I 100% support it.
So what
yep.
I'm getting at is if they take 3 classes, they get 3 tickets.
Yep. I'm going to backdate it to the 4th. All right. So we'll go 4th to the 4th, 12 months. All right. And the reason why I'm going to do that, guys, is Ghost in the chat room. Ghost just bought a slot for December's low light, no light shooting. So what Byron's talking about, guys, is Ghost, you have to do nothing. I'm going to have spreadsheets of everybody that attends classes, buys classes between the 4th of July and the 4th of July. And next 4th, I will be in town, inshallah. And me and Byron, we will draw the name out of the hat. So Ghost has already got 1 ticket, dude. He does. I'm hoping some more people will sign up after you saying that, because I've still got slots for my August classes. I've got low light, no light in August 15 and 16. And I've still got a bunch of slots open for that class. So hopefully people will take you up on it. That's awesome, Byron. That's all. 1,000 bones.
This is the drone classes, the land nav, all your shooting classes, everything we do. All those count. And well, by next week, I think you'll be on here again next Tuesday, right?
Yeah. Next Tuesday.
We'll get more rules as far as non-transferable and all that.
Yeah.
And secondly, I'm also going to add that whoever wins it will also get the optic for that at cost. So if they choose an optic, they like an optic that's like $1,000 and it costs me $800. They'll get it for $800.
That's cool. That's very, very cool. Nice. Byron's hooking you boys up. I'm going to have to can I sign up for my own classes? Nah, I don't need to do that. Funny stuff. Hey, so I was just getting ready to tell these guys, man, about 2 September, we're doing another, now that we're back on YouTube, 2 September, this is actually a Wednesday, John Rich has offered to let me use the Redneck Riviera. That's his bar down on Broadway in Nashville. And we are going to do a live stream down there in Nashville. I want to invite basically all of America to come to it. Like Sularoo drove in last time. So I know that's awful late for you to be up, Byron. But you and Missy are more than welcome down there. I'd love to have you come visit.
Tell J.D. Watson, yes.
What did he ask?
Does Black Armor Guns make an AR-10 rifle? If so, can it be in 6.5 Creedmoor? Yes and yes.
Yes and yes. And I got a chance I didn't lick it because it's not done yet. But because you guys know if I really love a gun, I lick it. That's call me mental. But I have held the prototype. And Byron is making a totally badass AR-10. What was the sexy name you came up with for it?
Archangel.
The Archangel. Yeah, tell me that's not going to bring some scunion on people. Yeah. Everybody needs a good, accurized, hard-hitting rifle, AR-10 type. Everybody needs a good carbine. And then your team needs a Barrett, because you've got to be able to stop those Bearcats. You've got to have something anti-material, whether it's a windmill that's casting shadows on your house, airplanes, FedEx trucks, Bearcats, BMP3s, whatever it is, a Barrett will tear it up. You guys, besides Black Armor Guns, you guys, if you've been visiting with us on X, all right, we've had Byron on before to talk about his tactical drone defense class. When's the next one, Byron? It's September, right?
No, it's the
October?
first week in October. I
First
believe.
week in October.
Yeah, something like that.
And then I think we have another one in December or something like that. Either way, guys, you can sign up for those at tacticalrifleman.com. And I see so much stuff on the internet, right? And everybody loves the footage and everything coming out of Ukraine and Russia with these first-person drones. And I was watching this thing, and this guy, he's some PhD. He acts like he knows what he's talking about. But the part a lot of people miss, Byron, is, yes, first-person drones have become a big thing on certain battlefields, yes, but they're not a silver bullet. And they do have a lot of limitations. So if guys want to master first-person drones offensively and defensively, and you still got the best class for that I know of, without a doubt. I don't mean to pump you up, but guys, Byron puts out a great class. 4 days long, right? Still 4 days?
Still 4 days. I wish I could make it shorter,
Yeah.
but I can't. There's too much material to put out.
You guys are drinking from a fire hose as it is. Yep. Yeah, without a doubt. This guy was going on and on. The part people forget, Byron, and I know you'll agree with me, that history repeats itself. But a lot of times, not just militaries, but people in general, we always train for the last fight, or the military trains for the last war. And after World War I, everybody knew trench warfare was the standard for World War I. And the French, for example, built that huge Mackinac line and pop-up machine gun turrets and everything, and underground railroads to move infantry along the line where it needed to be, because they all knew trench warfare, they were going to win next time. And then the German Blitzkrieg, they just drove all the way around it, no big deal. Well, fast forward, everybody models tank warfare and everything off of what the Germans did, what the Americans did in Desert Storm. And yeah, and then the Russians turn around and had their asses handed to them in Ukraine. And now look, they're back to trench warfare again. Literally, the front lines have become very stagnant. And that's where these first-person drones, with their 15K fiber optic wire 2-liter bottle strapped to the top of them, they've only got so much range, but it's not just the range per se, it's battery. And I really learned that from sitting through your classes, is the limit to a lot of these first-person drones is the battery. It really is. What do you think?
Absolutely. Part of the class, on the first 2 days they learn how to fly, and what the limitations are, constraints and limitations to the pilot and the aircraft and terrain and battery and all that. And In the second 2 days, they learn how to fight all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, that battery is it. I don't care if it's a one-way flight or what. The battery is what you're constrained at. And everybody's like, well, I'll just strap a car battery on it. Then you got to have a bigger drone. You know, it's a slight curve. You know, it's a bell curve there.
Yeah.
And yes, you could probably get it a little bit further out if you go one way. That kind of stuff. So the guys learned that right off the bat, and they were like, "Shit, I'll just fight the battery. If I'm going to fight the battery, if I need to avoid this, I just need to fight the battery.
Yeah.
That's it. Right?
Yep. Yeah, and that doesn't, especially these fiber optic drones. It does not lend itself very well to a flowing mobile battlefield that's moving with the FIBAs constantly moving forward. They're great for trench warfare. The other thing, this guy was going on and on and on about how America is depleting all of its right, because we're using $4 million Patriot missiles to take down a first-person drone. That's not really true. There's we are burning through a lot of our anti-ballistic missiles. We are, but there's a difference between like first-person drones, and people are going to see this a lot more in the next few years, because conventional militaries, especially the U.S. military, are looking at a lot more ballistic weapons. Even 5.56 rounds and 308 rounds for taking down drones. And then you look at vehicle-mounted ones. Man, there are some awesome rounds out there right now. Proximity rounds, 40 millimeters, 30 millimeters, 25 millimeters, that are badass. So the first-person drones are not burning through these big missiles, the Shads and the rockets, but more specifically, these big Frog 7s and other ballistic missiles. So Iran's got to keep those launchers. If they run out of launchers after we run out, then anyways, but if they run out first, we don't have to worry about it. We can go back to dropping dumb bombs. But every time we shoot a Patriot missile, that's one less Patriot missile that can go to Ukraine, and we are burning through them. It takes a long time to build these things, and they got to crack the code on that. Trump was not expecting this to take this long. But it's a different battlefield. It really is. It's a different battlefield. And guys, so my reason for saying this and bringing it up is this guy that was on the internet, and it was a public forum. He was up there, little mic on the side, wearing a nice suit, lecturing to all these people. And some of the shit coming out of his mouth was just not accurate at all. So I'm not bashing him. But what I'm saying, understand when you take intel from the internet, understand it's not all intel, it's information, but sometimes it's an opinion. Not all information becomes intel, all right? We would have intel weenies that would screen all the information that me and the other teams would send in. They would say, this is intel, and they would then give it to Byron and his assaulters, all right? So if you really want to get accurate information, you've got to go to the subject matter experts. And I encourage you, some of the best money I've seen guys spend this year, hands down, were the people here in the chat room that signed up for Byron's drone defense class. Byron did a good land nav class, without a doubt. Also, but your 4-day drone defense class is just top notch, buddy, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Yeah, it's a long 4 days, but it works.
You got anything else you want to add to the masses here? Because, dude, we're coming up on 8 o'clock. You're going to be on the couch soon with your head in Missy's lap.
Somebody just asked about using a drone for relay, I suppose. Is what it's not on the screen anymore on the chat. And yes, you can. We actually do that here using a type of communications. But can you do that? Yes, up until you got to change out batteries, or tether the aircraft. Now, I have used tethered aircraft before to run power and video and everything through the tether, but then you're restricted to where you're standing. You can't move. You can't move the aircraft or anything like that. It's straight up and straight down. But yes, you can use them. We use them for. You'll learn about it in the course. We do use it for communications in the course.
Yeah, holding
there it
up.
is right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to learn about Meshtastic? That's a rabbit hole you got to go down. Yeah, good stuff indeed, guys. Good stuff.
Yeah,
indeed.
we use it in conjunction with ATAC also.
Yep. Yeah, guys. And if you don't know what that is either, that's why you got to sign up for this class. I'm here to tell you, you'll come away with the class. You learn so, like, why would it take 4 days to teach you how to fly a drone? Because you're not just learning how to fly a drone. You're learning how to be a fox, how to be that hunter, but you learn your limitations. But then once you learn how to be a fox, it's a lot easier for you to learn how to fight against the fox. And Byron's drone course is very, very, very awesome, guys. I see some of these comments coming in. Let me see if I got a question here come in for Byron. But I'm trying not to hang up on you. You still there?
I'm still here.
All right. Thoughts on prison purse carry when other modes are not an option. Dude, I'm not even going to go there. That's, you guys understand that's a one-way door, all right? If you are hiding stuff in your rectum, you're on the wrong channel, guys. All right. Why don't you like serrations on your pocket knives? Doesn't that make it more versatile? It does and it doesn't. All right. I used to swear by serrated blades because they were marketed that a serrated edge, better for cutting rope and everything. But if you ever watch guys that cut rope for a living, they don't use serrated blades. They don't. They use razor sharp, good, high quality knives. But what I really learned about serrated blades was bow hunting. And you can take a roll of tape, put rubber bands all around it, little thin rubber bands, because a rubber band is very similar to a blood vessel, like a vein or artery in a mammal, two-legged or four-legged. And I can take my regular razor broadhead and push it down the middle of it, and all those rubber bands go flying everywhere. Well, I bought some of these. The latest hotness for that year was serrated, because they're so much better for cutting through and cut. I tried to push one of them through, and it doesn't cut as well. It doesn't, number one. But the big thing is it's harder to resharpen serrated blades. If you're never going to sharpen a knife, and it's available with a partially serrated blade, okay, cool. But if you sharpen a knife every day like I do, then, or every Monday, I sharpen my knives. For me to sharpen this knife, guys, I just work from one end to the other. But if I've got serrations there, I've got to do each individual serration as a separate cutting edge, and it takes a lot of extra time. So then what ends up happening, you end up ignoring it, and now you've got a dull spot that takes up half your blade. How about you, Byron? Are you a serrated blade guy or a straight edge guy?
I have a Spyderco also, and the first part of the blade, the first inch and a half, is serrated on my Spyderco.
At the very end or towards the handle?
towards the handle.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
How
and
often do you
use that
sharpen?
every now and again when I gotta get something tough, but normally I use the first part, just the flat blade part.
Yeah. Exactly. All right.
And I got this Spyderco because remember Hal Grace?
Yeah.
He was a big Spyderco fan, and I knew how much he loved Spyderco because when we were on our way back from Afghanistan, if you remember, we were on C-130, and Hal had to take a crap, and they just happened to have one of those little toilets on that C-130.
Yeah. It's right near the ramp, guys, where the ramp goes down. Up on the side it's basically a bucket mounted on the side of the plane. It's totally nasty.
And Hal dropped his Spyderco in there. And he did not give a fuck. He came off that aircraft with blue arms.
Blue arms. He went in digging through the shit to get his knife back.
That's right.
That's funny. That's funny stuff right there. Woo, guys! I don't mean to say I don't like serrations. Does it give you more versatility? That's what I thought, but I have found. It is a part of my blade that I end up neglecting, and I don't like to do that. All right. Fun with guns. You still 308 greater than 5.56? Yes and no. You got to remember, my job was to do Overwatch for Byron and his assaulters. So I always liked 308 for a number of reasons. But a big one is I had the ability to shoot it subsonic if they needed a sentry taken out or something like that. I had to do that a couple times in training. Never, not a single time in real life, never shot a live sentry on target with a subsonic round. Never did it in combat. But the capability was always there. And 308 with armor-piercing rounds, you can get through a lot of stuff. Not as good as a Barrett, obviously, but a lot better than 5.56. A lot better than 5.56. But honestly, if for like a truck gun, or hey, I've got to walk home from Texas gun, or just anything out playing, you can go into any. Just about any store and find 5.56 and 9mm and 12 gauge, but you cannot find 6.5 Creedmoor, 300 Blackout, and some of these other rounds. You just can't. A lot of times you can't find 308, but you can always find 5.56. Always find 5.56. It's a lot cheaper to train with. And all the guys to your left and right are going to have 5.56 magazines. So my truck gun right now, guys, is I hate to say it, my truck gun is a 5.56 gun. How about you, Byron? If you could only have one rifle, what would you go with?
A 16-inch 5.56.
You'd go with a door kicker, wouldn't you?
That's absolutely right. That's the reason I built it.
Yep, that was Byron's gun. That's also Emery's gun, and everything. I'm more of a piston guy. I'm trying to convert Byron over, slow but sure. We'll see.
Well, we do make a piston option.
Yeah.
You know, but 16-inch. Folks like the short guns. I got it. But you still gotta get to and from, and that to and from is outdoors.
You know, Byron, when your coffee gets cold, I have found that if you put Jägermeister cold brew into it, it heats it up a little bit.
It doesn't matter, does it?
It heats it up. It really does heat it up. It helps you get through a little more live stream. It really does. All right. I'm going to keep... David Bobine, he threw down a super chat. Guys, that's that little button down bottom there. Wouldn't hurt you to push that button a little bit. Ghost Anime, question Carl, do you suggest a shooting mat for outdoor long distance shooting? If so, what to look for? What a shooting mat does is it just makes you more comfortable while you're out training. All right. Laying in the hide sights, I never laid on a shooting mat. All right. I just didn't do it. All right. That said, I have I think it was made by Blackhawk. It was actually a gun case that folded out into a shooting mat, but it also had backpack straps on it. And it was good for short ops. If you were just going to infill, it gave you something nice to lay on. But if you're don't get hung up on, get a good shooting mat. Almost all of your good shooting mats will also double as a soft rifle case. Make sure that that yours will do that one, or get one that rolls up so that it doesn't take a lot of space. All right. This is Tony Dotson. How you doing, Tony? Tell Byron I said hello and thanks for his help in December. Byron, you remember Tony at that class, the low light, no light shooting class?
I do.
Yeah.
I absolutely do.
You remember what happened to him?
Oh, yeah. I had to drive his Camaro, remember?
Yeah. Tony don't remember that. Tony don't remember you driving. Tony in the passenger seat and Byron driving his sexy red Camaro to first the urgent care, then the emergency room, then the hospital. But we got you where you're going. Thanks, Fred. See, that's love right there, dude. That's love. I say it, and I got guys pushing the button for me. You guys don't realize how much work goes into doing some of this stuff. All right. Anyways, Byron, Tony said, thanks for your help in December. All right, Ghost is back. Carl, I see what you mean using two different guns for this shooting event I did. Getting a G19. Question is, slightly different height on pistol, red dot make a difference aiming? Not really, because you're not doing 200-meter shots with your pistol anyways. So you taking shots at 25 yards, having the optic just a little bit higher, really not going to make a difference at all. When you're trying to shoot 1-inch dots while you're doing Emery's dot drills, he's got a whole sheet of paper with 50 little 1-inch dots on them. When you're trying to do that, yeah, if you're running a tall optic, you're going to have to aim at the top of the dot as opposed to the middle of the dot. No big deal, but you're going to have to do that regardless, just more with a taller optic. So don't get hung up on the height of the optics. Obviously, a lower optic. I wish I could grab that pistol right there behind me, because it has a very low optic on it. It's the Primary Arms HTX1. You ever get a chance to play with that one, Byron? It's dude, that puppy sits low as hell. You're a big fan of an enclosed optic also, right?
I am, but on my 48, my Holosun, my ACSS, what optic is that called? Reticle.
507, the Vulcan.
Reticle.
Yeah.
On my 48, it being that the small gun, they don't make.
They don't. Yeah. They don't make it yet an enclosed optic, which I'm going to beat up Primary Arms about that. What we're talking about, guys, is the Vulcan reticle. It's got the big outer circle with the dot or chevron in the middle, and we like it because it helps you find the dot when you're shooting weird shooting positions. And I know all these pro shooters that tell me as long as you present the gun properly, you should always be able to find the dot easy. Well, that's because, one, they're gay. Two, they're professional shooters, are always standing up. They're never laying on their back. They're never laying on their side. They're never pieing a doorway. When you're doing weird shit, gravity's hitting your arms different. And sometimes gravity pushing your arms different, it's hard to find the dot. The Vulcan reticle helps you find the dot. So yeah, I'm a big fan of that also. That said, Byron, There's this new pistol optic company called O-Sight. No data. All right, you guys back? I lost you for a minute. I lost you. You guys are back now.
I got you.
Okay.
You're going.
Man, I hate this shit. All right.
It might have been the weather.
Yeah, guys, we got a bad thunderstorm here. All right. Anyways, it's an enclosed optic that fits on the 43X and the 48, but it's got a circle a little bit bigger than the EOTech one. So, anyways, I'm kind of with you. I'm thinking about going back to the Vulcan reticle, but I like an enclosed optic. I know you do too. I'm trying to find a question for you, dude, but here's one. How is Sularu doing? Have you talked to Sue lately?
He doesn't answer the phone, so I don't know. Maybe he comes black with me. I don't know.
Can you use a drone as a comm repeater? We already did that one. Carl, have you or anyone else on your team worked with the new 5.56, 7.62 anti-drone rounds? It seems they are only available to mill LEO today. The reason why they are only available to military and law enforcement is not because of legal restrictions. They are only available to military and law enforcement because people can't make them fast enough. Tier 1 group down in Memphis, where me and Byron used to work, they did a big test with Department of Defense, I think it was US SOCOM, funded it. But all these companies came in, and I thought I had one in the desk here, but I don't see it on my desk right now. They had they had everything. Everybody sent all these different kind of ballistic rounds. And the one I thought was cool was a 12 gauge that had a slug cut into 5 parts, like 5 pies, pieces of pizza pie. And they each had a string, Kevlar string, about 2 feet long, and a little pink streamer. So when you shot it, they opened up, and the string kept them together, and it flew like a pattern, and that would hit the props and knock the drone out of the air. Right? That sounds great. And on paper, it worked great. But I'm like, so how did it do? How did it do? And they're like, it totally sucks. It comes out of the barrel, it opens up, and then it pulls back together, knots up, and just falls to the ground. So you basically would be just as good shooting a slug at the drone. Buckshot, in other words, buckshot worked better for it. And they were like $200 a round. That said, the 5.56 and 7.62 rounds that had the stacked projectiles worked awesome. And they said the most effective gun down there was the M249 SAW, shooting the 5.56 rounds because it had a higher rate of fire than the 240 Bravo did. And so they're putting out clouds of projectiles. So along that same line, guys, there are, I don't know if you guys know who Boffers is. If you look at all of our old World War II boats, you've seen them, the movies, Midway and everything, the BOFOR, Boffers. These quad guns, 40 millimeter guns, right? It's a company that makes these guns, and that's the 40 millimeter cannon that is on the AC-130 Spectre gunship. That company still makes that cannon for the U.S. military, but it also makes it for like every Navy on the planet. Well, these guns, and they make sexy rounds for them. They'll go through the roof of a building and then explode about 6 feet off the ground. And I got to roll in there after an AC-130 had shot up these places in the Joff in 07. The Army of Heaven. I didn't shoot a round down there. I went in afterwards to do SSE. A15 had just smoked everybody. Sloppy Joe Ganella, you remember him? Byron, and he
Don't
was
eat bag of donuts.
yeah, he was company commander then. They emptied 3.5 AC-130s, Winchester, no ammo left on them. But anyway, some of these 40 millimeter rounds were awesome back then. Well, now companies like Boffers are making these rounds so they go out and the radar on the gun is saying that drone is 300 meters away. And so when the round gets to 250, it blows up into a cloud. Hey, that drone is 500 meters away. When the round gets to 450 meters, it blows up into a cloud. And you're looking at 800 rounds a minute, 1,000 rounds a minute. These little first-person drones they don't stand a chance against them. That's cool for vehicles and emplacements and ships and stuff. These first-person drones that you're seeing in Ukraine and in Russia are not going up against these things. They're not. Those maybe down the road. But there's some great guns out there right now, guys. But to answer your question, Gordon, I have, not me personally, I got a business card here from one of the guys from SHOT Show. They were supposed to get me some to do a video review on. And when I do, it'll be me and Byron doing the video for sure. But I don't know where we'll have to buy us a cheap drone from the dollar store to shoot down. Yeah, but dude, the dollar store here in town is selling drones. I think that's so cool. So cool. All right, that's it, Byron. We are caught up on questions, buddy. At least I think we are. Michael threw down 5 bones, and then Frederick Brock threw down 10 bones. Guys, I appreciate the support. You guys know I used to have signs hanging up, Sportsman's Guide, different companies that were sponsoring the live streams, and I don't have that anymore. The YouTube has completely crushed us, completely. But we are going to bounce back, and there's so much great stuff that we can talk about on the internet, because I got you guys asking great questions. That's cool. Byron, parting words of wisdom, buddy.
Take care of your neighbors.
Okay, that's fair. You want to elaborate a little bit more?
No, just take care of your neighbors.
Take care of your neighbors.
That's right.
Yep. Indeed. I have neighbors on the hill. All right, so personal question for me. They're having a surprise birthday party for Carl. Don't tell them. Are you and Missy coming Saturday?
Yes, and Missy wanted to know if you wanted banana pudding or not.
Hello, just make it a surprise. Don't tell me she's bringing banana pudding. Of course I want it. Of course. Make it a surprise. Don't tell me. I got to be surprised. Dude, I bought a whole ribeye roll today. Prime ribeye roll. I'm having heart palpitations right now just thinking about how much I just spent on a chunk of dead animal so that we can have good steaks on Saturday.
Yeah, but they're delicious. Worth it.
Oh my God, dude, they're gonna be so good. But the more you think about it, if you were that cow, I imagine you'd pay a lot more to not have it cut out of you, So I guess it's all on how you look at it, right? It's all on how you look at it. Yeah, it's like, ooh, you want to cut out my tenderloin? How about a counter bid? Thoughts on a 14.5-inch 308, Byron? Is that too short for a 308 barrel?
Yeah, what's the point? I mean, I guess you could have it as a truck gun, and if somebody's hiding behind their wheel, you could, go ahead and engage.
But you could pretty well do that with 5.56 with some good green tip or M855A1.
Right.
if you're just a 308 guy, understand your whole reason for going 308, guys, is for payload, energy, and range. And when you cut the barrel that short, you're losing muzzle velocity, which equates to you losing range. Once that round slows down to the point to where it's transonic, it goes from a 1 MOA gun to a 4 MOA gun. And you understand at 400 meters, that's 16 inches. All right, that's not, you're no longer getting hits anymore. So Steven Rogers just threw down 20 bones. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. I have a 308 that had a 12.5-inch barrel on it. And I would deer hunt with it and a bunch of other stuff. I did a lot of subsonic work with it. But it was a fun gun. It was fun. But when they did away with the whole arm brace thing, you know, when they made arm braces illegal, I just told them, hey, take this gun and put a 16-inch barrel on it, because it's 308. It really needs a 16-inch barrel anyways. That's the rifle that normally hangs right there. It's in the corner. I'd show it to y'all, but YouTube would lose their shit, and their algorithm would shut us down. I don't want to have that happen. All right, Byron, I'm going to let you go, buddy. Know that you are always welcome back on our live streams. Ladies and gentlemen, Byron Russell, founder of Black Armor Guns, great American. He's also lead instructor for our tactical drone defense class and our tactical land navigation classes. You want to sign up for these classes, you can sign up at tacticalrifleman.com. But remember, also, every class that you guys sign up for this year, all the way through the 4th of July, 2027, every class you sign up for, your name automatically gets thrown. You get one ticket, and July 4th, 2027, me and Byron are drawing one of those tickets out, and you'll get $1,000 credit at Black Armor Guns to purchase one of their rifles, which is kind of sexy because you get to pick one color Cerakoting to go with it also. Now, if you want extra, he's got this copperhead pattern that is totally badass, but I think that would cost you a little extra. All right, Byron, you have a good night, buddy. I know.
All right, everybody else have a good night too.
It's past your bedtime. Take care, buddy.
You too, bye.
Masalama, ya Walid. All right, guys, we are back. I have, unless we get questions in from you guys, I'm going to move that mic out of the way. All right, unless we got questions from you guys. I mentioned earlier that, what was I talking about? I was talking about the low light, no light shooting course. Thank you, JD. I appreciate it, buddy. He's talking about his snake bite question on Patreon. Guys, we have a Patreon. If you're not familiar with Patreon, you go to patreon.com/tacticalrifleman. Patreon is kind of like, let's say you like Indian pottery. You can go to Patreon and find some starving artist that does Indian pottery, and you can help support this starving artist. Well, you can do the same thing on Patreon. You can help support me keeping Tactical Rifleman afloat, because I'm not making any money, or not very much money, doing live streams. I don't get paid to do our weekly YouTube videos. So, but I'm still spending a lot of money buying ammo to test fire guns and everything. And I'm going to go through about 500 shotgun shells testing this Benelli shotgun over here. Doing the videos is expensive, and you guys help me keep the channel alive with Patreon. And JD's one of my patrons, and his question this month, yesterday, the question and answer video went live. He had asked about how to properly treat snake bites. Good question. I got a little long-winded on it. Back to low light, no light shooting. That is 15 and 16 August. It's right in the middle of the month. I'm doing it again at the Louisville Armory because, guys, it's too hot to be outside. It doesn't get dark till 9:15, 9:30 p.m. So even if we train for 3.5 hours, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. You're tired as hell. You're not having fun. You show up morning of the 15th. Our classes go 8 o'clock in the morning, guys. So you show up that Saturday morning. I kill the lights at 8:15. And we start off with white light on pistols and rifles for just a few hours. And then after that, we go straight into doing night vision. AGM Global Vision has sponsored the course. They will have brand new Ghost White Phosphor PVS 14s, a complete bag, head harness, everything, and I'll have helmet mounts for you if you want to bring your own helmet. And it's a great course. 2 days long. We get into Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3s, digital night vision, thermals. We get into all kinds of fun stuff. And there's a lot more to low light, no light shooting than just doing the shooting drills. And I'll have the IR illuminators and lasers there and everything also. You just show up, bring ammo for your guns. We've got a little less lethal thing the second day, just shooting paper targets, no big deal. But I provide the conversion bolts for your rifles. I provide the UTM rounds and everything. You just pay for the ammo that you use, not bad at all. Yeah, I've got a couple guys in the chat room that have taken it. And I actually have a couple people that have taken it 2 or 3 times. And that's cool. That's cool. And it's always great to have guys come back. And the cool part, at the end of the class, if you want to buy the nods, you're welcome to buy them. I don't mark them up very much at all, so you're going to get them a lot cheaper than you would if you ordered them off the internet. I got to charge you for shipping and tax and all that stuff. But I'm not there to make money off of night vision. I'm there to make money training you guys how to use your night vision. Now, you don't have to buy the nods at the end of the class. If you don't buy them, they go back to John Massey's asking about buying an IR illuminator. There's a bunch of great ones out there. EOTech has a civilian version. Steiner has a civilian version. AGM Global Vision has a civilian version called the WLAD. I've got 2 of them sitting right there. And you can buy them at this course also, John, if you want to show up for it. Now, if you don't buy the nods, I'd send them back to AGM Global Vision. And they're used now. So I asked them, I'm like, why are you letting me have these brand new nods? And they're like, Carl, one, you're going to sell most of them, but the ones that come back, we'll just use them as demo models the rest of the year. But you are one of the only guys out there that are training Americans to be more capable citizens and use nods correctly. Mostly, and I'm like, well, can you elaborate a little bit? And they're like, yeah, we go, because they go to all these civilian night vision classes, and they said most of the guys that are teaching this, you just have to show up with your own nods, and they just call shooting drills, and you're basically just shooting. You get a little bit better with your nods, but nobody... and you have fun, you're plinking, you're doing pew-pew, you look cool, but you're not learning. And in the military, it takes you years to get good with nods, years to get good with it. So anyways, again, if you guys want to sign up, it is 15, 16 August, Louisville Armory. You can sign up at tacticalrifleman.com. That's where I would sign up. What do I know? All right. For my patrons, I already offered it to you guys. For everybody else, I'm letting it out tonight. Heraclitus Bourbon. That's the company. I don't know if you guys remember. It was about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. I did a whole barrel. I bought a barrel and we bottled it. I actually went and bottled. I helped pour it into the bottles. This is one of the ones I bottled. And it was barrel strength. What I mean by that is every barrel, depending on how much the water and everything evaporated, every barrel has a different proof. All right. Now, so if Jim Beam or Jack Daniels makes 1,000 barrels, it would all be different. No, so what they do is they then water it down to make it the same. So when you buy Jack Daniels, it all tastes the same. When you buy Jim Beam, it all tastes the same. Well, this was barrel strength, and this stuff was strong. It is strong stuff. It doesn't really matter because you guys know Heraclitus was a Greek philosopher, and he had a saying, and it's actually written on the back of the bottle. But basically, the whole point of this bourbon is for the ones and the nines in your life. What I mean by that is the guy said that for out of every 100 soldiers on a battlefield, 10 shouldn't even be there. They're going to cut and run. 80 are just cannon fodder. They're just there to get knocked down and killed. 9 are the fighters. We're lucky to have them because they actually do the fighting. But then there's that one, the 1 out of 100. He is that true warrior that will lead everybody to victory. And so when they made this company, Heraclitus Bourbon, I'm friends with the guy. His wife is Raquel. You guys know her as American Gun Chick, another gun tuber on YouTube. Great couple, sweet people. She just had their second child. He said, I'm making this to honor the 9s and the 1s in our life. I'm like, all right, that's kind of cool. The bottle sold out immediately. They sold out I think 4 or 5 months before the bourbon was ready to be bottled. But anyways, cool. Well, he reached back out to me and he's like, do you want to do it again? And I'm like, yeah, I do. He said, well, here's the deal, Carl. I lost money last time because your barrel had evaporated so much. We didn't get enough bottles out of it for me to break even. So this year I want you to go with a normal smoked bourbon. So in other words, if you like Woodford's Reserve or something like that, so it's been watered down just a little bit to make it the correct strength. It's already been bottled, and my patrons have I let them know a few days ago that we were just waiting on the neck labels. So this is from the original one. Mine actually arrives tomorrow. It will be red and gold instead of green and gold. But the bottle looks the same. It still says Tactical Rifleman up at the top of it. But Donut has already put it up in the chat room, guys. If you're interested in getting one of these bottles, again, you can go to Heraclitus.com and you can HeraclitusBourbon.com. Order one there. All right, so I got my bottle, and I don't know if you guys saw the video. I went down to the 5th group reunion. It was actually the Gold Star ceremony. And John Stryker Myers, old MACV-SOG guy. You guys know John. Tilt, you guys know him as Tilt. He's written a bunch of books about Vietnam, the MACV-SOG guys. And I've had John on the live streams before. I've had John do a few videos. John is one of those guys that I look up to. So anyways, I got my bottle and I brought it to the Gold Star ceremony. And afterwards, John's in there with a couple other MACV-SOG guys. And they're looking at all the, 5th group has got, it's called the Hall of Heroes. And they've got all these like pictures up and everything for the Vietnam era guys and then the Global War on Terror guys and everything. And there's a bunch of pictures of A15 guys. I think I'm in like 5 pictures. But there's a few pictures of John and his guys up there. Well, anyways, I got a guy to hold the camera and I presented my bottle to John Stryker Myers. And I told him, well, like, look, John, you know, you're the one in my life, you know. because in junior high school, I decided to go be a Green Beret. You know, I looked up to John Wayne because he was in the movie. But once you got in the military, you didn't look up to movie stars anymore. You looked up to the MACV-SOG guys. I wanted to be like John Stryker Myerson. So anyways, I got to give John my bottle on video. And then that's kind of cool, right? Isn't that cool? I got to give it to my hero. And that's the whole point of these things. Get a bottle so that you can give to the nines and or the ones in your life. This bottle right here, I'm not going to dime him out because I haven't seen him in the chat room. One of my patrons, he bought a bottle, and he came and gave it to me. He's like, hey Carl. I'm like, yeah, man, yeah, that's Heraclitus. He's like, no, I want to present this to you because you've been making videos for 10 years and you've changed my life. And so anyways, I was like, wow, that's kind of, anyways, so I'm not drinking this, guys. I'm putting this up on the shelf, and I think that's cool. I think that's cool. I appreciate him doing that. Anyways, HeraclitusBourbon.com. If you go to the website right now, it might still say pre-order only, but I happen to know for a fact they are ready to ship already. Yeah, without a doubt. I've got a couple more questions coming from, a couple more from you guys. All right. See, my moderators send these things to me, guys. Carl, this from Jesse again. Can you tell us about Mountain Readiness Fallout in October? Will it be similar to Mountain Readiness in May in terms of subject matter? Yes and no. Because there's a Mountain Readiness West is actually going on, getting ready to start out in Montana right now. That's where Bob T. Toombs is at. But what Jesse's talking about, guys, is Mountain Readiness Fallout. This fall, it's going to be in October, back at Harmony, North Carolina, and they're doing it in conjunction with this alternative medical thing, and it's going to be a longer event, but yeah, you're going to have a lot of the same people. There will be different classes and everything going on. Me and Emery are not doing separate TR classes afterwards like we normally do. And the reason for that is I'm already going to be out there for like a week anyways. And because Emery is in charge of providing security for this whole event. It is going to be a big event. They're talking about up to 30,000 people attending. And that is a lot of people. So anyways, I look forward to seeing all you guys. Indeed. All right, I'm going to the next one from Vincent. Glad you're back, Carl. I've been trying to follow you on the other sites, but it's been difficult. Glad you're back. Thanks, Vincent. That's what I want to hear, because a lot of people are saying, don't go back to YouTube, don't go back to YouTube. And you guys know how much people hate YouTube. But at the same time, don't hate the play or hate the game. The laws say YouTube can basically do whatever they want, so YouTube's doing whatever they want. If you look at their building, you're not even allowed to be an employee there unless you have purple or pink hair. And I'm just saying. So I'm just lucky to be here, guys. All right, Zipporah88, any updates on the best affordable thermal monocular to buy? I'm not big on the word best. You can go to AGM Global Vision, and they have this little handheld Chinese thing that is cheap. It's only a few $100s, and it's got a small objective lens, so it's only good. What I mean by that, guys, is the size of the germanium lens, the larger the surface area, the more heat is hitting it. Does that make sense, right? All right. it's okay. It's got decent battery life, it's rechargeable, but it's cheap and it does good enough. It's a great thing to keep in your vehicle. It's great for hunting, stuff like that. If I was out doing combat ops, where my life depended on accomplishing the mission, yeah, I would be carrying a thermal that cost $8,000, $20,000, $40,000, but I'd be using taxpayers' money for that. See what I'm getting at? So, AGM Global Vision guys, company-wise, I'm friends with some of the guys that actually founded the company. So that's why I like working with them. If they don't have what you're looking for, check with the Night Vision guys, nightvisionguys.com, because Felix, the guy that owns that, he used to work for ATN 100 years ago as a marketing guy, and great guy. Felix is just big on getting you guys affordable prices, but he sells everybody's stuff. Everybody. So he'll have the high-end stuff, but he'll also have the low-end stuff, but he's also going to have a lot of stuff in the middle. So it depends what your budget is. It really does depend what your budget is. If you can only go $200, you can get a $200 one, but if you could take that envelope and put $20 in it every couple of weeks or once a week, twice a week, you wait a couple extra months, now you can get a $400 one. You wait till Christmas, you can get a $1,000 one. And then you go back to the Night Vision guys and you can get a better one there. All right. JD Watson threw down 20 bones. Hey, I appreciate it, dude. I really do. If I was going to live 2 people in a van, truck, bus, RV, what would you recommend to live in under $20,000? A van, unless you already have a pickup truck. If you already have a pickup truck, they make, I remember back in the 70s, they had those big campers that you kind of just put in the bed of a pickup truck. It kind of went over the cab a little bit. Those things went away. Nobody used them. They were not cool anymore. Well, all these overlanders have made them cool again, but they are so much more awesome. They're low profile, so they get better gas mileage. You're not as top heavy. The tops pop up in them, and they are really, really cool. I'm just not a pickup truck guy. I like to go off-roading, and I can't have a top heavy Jeep. So I'm not big on putting extra weight on my Jeep. So I got a tow behind off-road camper. Now, the advantage of a camper that's towed behind your vehicle is you can tow it with any vehicle, but then you can leave it at the campsite and your vehicle you can still travel with. Understand if you have a rooftop tent or a vehicle mounted camper, every time you want to run the town to get gas or go to the grocery store, you've got to break camp down again completely. So that's why I'm kind of hesitant to push people to the van life or the camper life. I'm more of a trailer RV kind of guy. An example of that, guys, is I got some medical issues that this rest of this year is shot. But next summer, after most of the snow is melted, I am going to the Arctic Ocean. I am driving north with some of my TR Overland team, and maybe David Bobine's going to come with us. And I am going to the Arctic Ocean, but I'm bringing my camper behind me, my off-road camper, good diesel heater for it, and the Gladiator runs off of diesel, and that is a long, long, long drive off-grid, away from it. There's 7 ferries you have to take. There aren't even bridges to get from place to place. It's quite the trip. But yeah, you were talking about getting out there, and you can get a decent camper for under 20 grand. You really can. All right. JT is saying that we are caught up. All right, guys, we are at 1 hour and 40 minutes. And yeah, without a doubt. Oh, we just had another one come in. Man, I can't get a break from you guys, can I? Dan threw down 5 bones. Nice to see you back on YouTube. Guys, I appreciate it. All right. Oh, Mr. Merck. Cool. Always good to have Mr. Merck here. Guys, I got a video coming out the next couple of days once they get the website right. A lot of you have been asking me about my gun belt. And my gun belt is made by ATS Tactical Gear. But I had them modify the belt the way I wanted it. And it's actually called the TR Gunfighter belt. And there's a lot of military units that are using my TR Gunfighter belt because it's a nice belt. But some of you guys show up to classes, and I can tell you've tried to copy my belt because for good reason, everything's where it belongs, right? That's the greatest form of flattery, right? You guys trying to copy my belt. But to make it easier for you, I asked ATS Tactical Gear to not just sell the belt or the pouches individually, but also to sell it as a complete bundle. So it's going to be called the TR Gunfighter Bundle, and it has obviously the belt, 2 pistol mag holders, 2 rifle mag holders, dump pouch, medical pouch in the back, tourniquet pouch on the front, but also the drop leg portion to lower down your holster. And not the holster, because obviously everybody's got different guns. You need a different holster. But anyways, that's all one kit now. It's called the TR Gunfighter Bundle. I've already filmed the video. I got to make one small tweak to it. I said something incorrectly in the video, and but that will be going. It's already live on the website. If you guys are interested, kind of cool. All right, and good stuff indeed. I got a couple other notes I wanted to talk to you guys about. I got one other class for you guys because I want you guys to sign up for classes. End of August. Now I got a bunch of classes in September and October. I'm busy. There's a lot of classes, but like Battle Rifle 1 and 2, pretty well already full. I think I got 1 slot left, and then I got to cut that one. And I've got Carbine Zero Mastery. We've got lots of classes September and October. But the last one in August, I'm trying to promote August right now, is Combat Pistol is on 29 August. That is at Montgomery County Shooting Complex in Clarksville, Tennessee. It's outdoors. 1-day class. It's a Saturday. You're looking at about 300 rounds of ammo. And guys, we're not, you better have the fundamentals down before you show up for this class because we're getting right into anatomy shooting. And we'll be doing malfunctions and speed reloads and tack reloads and shooting while moving, a whole bunch of fun stuff. 1-day class, Combat Pistol. Randy Rawhide Worst will be back from Montana by then. Emory will be there. Depending on the size of the class, I've got a bunch of great local instructors for that. All right. And then Sunday, 30 August, is Tactical Lever Gun. 1-day class. I got asked by a bunch of you guys to do a lever gun class. Call when will you guys share a tactical lever gun course? So I waited until we were ready to teach a good class. So anyways, I finally said, Randy, this program of instructions ready to go. Let's do it. Let's put it on the calendar. I don't have a single person signed up for this class yet. Nobody. Combat Pistol, about half full. All the other classes, about half full. I don't have a single person, not one, signed up for Tactical Lever Gun. 30 August, Montgomery County Shooting Complex. You can sign up at tacticalrifleman.com. If I don't get a couple people to sign up for it in the next couple of weeks, I am canceling the class. No big deal. My lever gun will go back up on the wall. Not a big deal, right? I understand, right? Not very many guys use a lever gun tactically, but you guys are the ones that asked me to put it on the calendar, so I did. Now, the 2027 calendar won't be coming out until September, October timeframe, but if there are classes that you guys would like to see on the calendar, please let me know. I see KK just joined us. KK and Toby, we are looking forward to seeing y'all at Jeep Invasion here in just a couple of weeks. Dana is really, really looking forward to it. Going to be excited to get out there and everybody visit with everyone. Jeep Invasion's at Pigeon Ford. It's going to be hot and miserable, and I bet me and Toby drink a ton of moonshine again. Funny stuff indeed. All right, I'm going to wrap this up for tonight, guys. One, I want to say thank you for everybody for hanging out with us here on YouTube. And I want to thank YouTube for not cutting down my my live stream, right? Because remember, they were killing most of my live streams right in the middle of it. Steve Holland would pick up like the part of a gun and YouTube would kill it, saying that you touched a gun. You're not allowed to touch a gun. It's not a gun. It's a upper receiver. Funny stuff. All right. Anyways, that's all I got. And we're going to do this again next. What do you guys think? Next Tuesday? Want to do this next Tuesday? I got just a couple sips of coffee left. I got to get up and go give my blushing bride a smooch. And I will see you all later. Big thanks to my moderators. They didn't have to put anybody in timeout tonight. That is awesome. I didn't drop the F-bomb at all. Funny stuff. Funny stuff. I think I had one in there, donut. You must have been snoozing when I did it. I'm giving you guys homework for next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, we'll be back here again. Let's do it again next Tuesday. Current events, you guys understand, I really can't talk to you that well about the big soccer World Cup that just happened in the U.S. I can't talk to you about the Video Music Awards and what all the libtards are doing out in California. I really can't. I mean, I can ramble about it, but you understand that's me not giving you a educated opinion on something. And a lot of times when you guys ask me a question, if I don't know, I'll say I don't know. But there are other times I'll say, you know, let me check on that. And then there are other times where I will ramble for 15, 20 minutes straight. But you'll notice if I don't know, if I don't actually have a educated opinion about something, I will let you know I don't know. All right, so my homework for you guys for next Tuesday is I really don't want to have to look on my little list of topics that I want to talk about. I would love for you guys to check current events before next Tuesday, and let's talk about things that pertain to you guys. For example, all right, how many of you know that Putin actually threatened Israel that if you use a low-yield tactical nuclear weapon to get to that, through that mine in Iran, if you use a tactical nuke on them, I will nuke Israel. Russia said that they will nuke Israel. How many of you guys caught that part? You see, because a lot of stuff like that doesn't make the news. It doesn't make the news that actually happened. There was also a thing saying where the Iranians had hit our aircraft carrier. They had all this beautiful video footage of the missiles coming in and hitting the aircraft carrier. so AI generated, guys. It wasn't even the correct. The aircraft carrier in the video had the ramp on the front. You know, the ramp for launching the ships, like the French aircraft carrier and the Russian aircraft carriers have. Ours don't have that ramp. Yeah, they did not hit our aircraft carriers. Okay, but that's the kind of homework I'd like you guys to have for next week. Pick things in current events that you think we could have a constructive discussion about, because guys, I don't care if you want to get in to talk about fire blankets to have in your kitchen or Faraday bags for your phone while you're traveling. I literally set up props all within arm's reach, so that if you guys want to talk, let's say you want to talk about water treatment, I can show you my Grail water filter bottle. And there's just, you see what I'm saying? I'm just using this as an example, but there's so many things that we can talk about. And there's just a lot that we can talk about. So anyways, I'll see you guys back here next Tuesday, and we will talk about great stuff indeed. Maybe I'll have a guest on the show. We shall see. Emery won't be back yet. Randy won't be back yet. Maybe I'll ask Steve Holland if he wants to come up. It's going to be awesome. I think that would be awesome. What do you guys think? That'd be awesome. All right, guys, I think it'd be awesome. And so let's do it. What do you think? All right, I will see you guys next Tuesday. Y'all take care.
Incoming right there.